All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome right on the stage Dr. Bonnke. Thank you so much. We may be seated. No, every moment when I do seminars like this and I see fellow speakers, people that I call friends, sharing, I thank God for the people that God has blessed me with. I think it's the best value that one can have. Without wasting any time, and I think we've spoken about what the Power Within Me tour is all about, I just want to get straight to the message. Most of the time when I get or engage with people, they ask me, Bonnke, the theme, the power within me, where does it come from? What does it mean? Why not any other name? And I have come up with this theme because of the pain that I feel in my heart, where most of us have handed over power and responsibility that was given to us. We have handed over power and responsibility that was given to us. I'm in pain because I have seen so many people who God brought to earth as masters, as kings, as queens, going back to God and say, God, I don't want to be a master. I don't want to be a king. I don't want to be a queen. Can I just be a slave? I have a daughter, one is 3, one is 6. Every single day I go and work. Not for me, but for them. I'll be so disappointed if I take my daughter through the best schools ever. I take her through all the extracurricular activities. I send her to varsity. And the day she graduates, we're having this graduation farewell and a graduation ceremony. And she takes the mic, says, Daddy, thanks a lot for what you've done for me. But nah, I just want to go and work in the kitchen at home. I don't want to go and be a doctor. I don't want to go and be a business person. I just want to go and work at home. And I have bet you most of us have done that to God. God has put us in so much journey, as the 2 speakers said, where each and every journey, each and every challenge, each and every blessing, each and every opportunity was a class that was supposed to prepare you for the greatness that is already within you. But after going all through these things, when it's time for graduation, we say, hey, God, just like in Luke 15, verse 9, I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. We have switched off the power that is within us and hand it over to government. I meet so many young people today, and I ask them, so what do you want to be? I want to be a chartered accountant. But that's a good profession. But why? No, but there's a shortage of black accountants. So I'm like, oh, so you're letting the world tell you who you are. No, Bonnke, me, I'm not getting married. Why? I read stats that 55% of all marriages end in divorce. So you're letting the world tell you who you are. Now, Bonnke, I'm not going to start a business. Why? No. There's they don't even know. There's depression. There's depression in the what depression? Okay. Yeah, no. The interest rate is gonna go up. The oil in Iraq, Bonnke, is gonna affect the currency in China, which is gonna affect the BRICS currency. So you're gonna allow the world to tell you who you are. But Bonnke, no, I can never make it. Why? No, I'm not Bonnke. I was born in Malahle. No, it's only people who are born in Sandton who make it. So you're going to allow the world to tell you who you are. When you were born, God designed a mansion, a house that He planted in you. It can be a 3-bedroom house. It can be a 5-bedroom house with a standing room. It can be a 6-bedroom house with a massage center. It can be a 4-bedroom house which has got top building, because top building, that's where your business is. God blessed you with a mansion. But as we grew up, instead of looking at all the rooms, we went to the main switch at a young age. The main switch. As we grow up, we don't even know where the kitchen is, because every single day we're walking around and just filling things with no purpose. We get to the kitchen and we feel that this thing looks flat. Maybe it's a bed. and we lie down on it. When guests come visit us in our lives, we feel this thing, it feels nice. Shalan, that's a bedroom, it's not a lounge. We go to the lounge and then we feel something and we say, maybe we'll eat here or we'll cook here, and we make fire and start burning things in our lives. We have stopped appreciating and knowing the value inside us because the power is off. And if the power is off, you'll be unable to even evaluate the quality and the blessings that you have in your own life. You'll use the wrong rooms for the wrong things. You use the wrong talent for the wrong things. Why? Because the power is off. And I'm praying that after you've listened to the two speakers and what I'm going to say, today is the day that the main switch goes up. You're going to go back home tonight and say, really? I didn't know that in me there's a jacuzzi. In me there's a plasma screen. In me there's a radio thing. In me there is 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's things that people are going to come and say, wow, can I pay to watch your TV? Can I pay to come and work at your study? People will pay for what is within you. But if you go and take things that are outside and try and let them influence what is within you, you are actually making that other person richer, because you become a channel, not a source of where the income is going to stay. How do you know if your power is off? The best way to know that your power is off or you lack power is when we abuse ourselves. Abuse, abnormal use. Abuse means abnormal use. How do you know that you are abnormally using what you currently have? How do you know that you are abusing what you have? I want to touch on 4 quick points. Number 1, underestimation of the potential that you are blessed with and overestimation of the strength that you currently possess. I'll repeat. I'll say it in African English. I'll repeat again. Underestimation of the potential that you are blessed with and overestimation of the strength that you currently possess. In simple English, it's praying based on what's in your pocket and not praying based on what's God's pocket. It's making decision being blessed based on what you can see rather than what the Spirit says. So you believe where now on your own you can handle the world. You believe that where now on your own you have the solutions. And you forget that you're just a tool. A knife can't tell the person using it what to do. Its role is to follow the hand of the person using it. Overestimating of the potential that blessed in you is simply saying, God, I know that you said that I must own a radio station, but now I want to be a presenter. If God says own a radio station, go to where and how, it does not matter. When I was young and my parents would say, Bonnke, go to the shop and pay Edgar's, buy this, buy that, I used to get excited. I didn't care queen. My role was to do where the money is coming from. That was not my problem. But the amazing thing, as we grow up and God says, I want you to be the best business person in Mpumalanga. Look, where is the money? That's not your problem. Your duty is to do. It's His problem to provide. But He will never provide until you are actually on the road doing what He has said. Dreams don't come out at the beginning. Dreams come out on the journey. Number 2, we pay bonds for a hotel room. We pay bonds for a hotel room. While on the journey to our destination, while on the journey to our promised land, we stop at this hotel, which is necessary. We have to rest. You get into this hotel, you get in there, hi, Mr. Shipalana, how are you doing? And you're like, how do they know that I'm Mr. Shipalana? But already when you park your car, they told them Mr. Shipalana is coming. You get into your room, you open up, the bed is well made, there's a card there, welcome Mr. Shipalana to this hotel, we hope your stay is perfect. Faglan a chocolate, Cadbury, it's right there. You switch on the TV says, hi Mr. Shipalana. Everything is about me. And I'm like, I love this area. In the morning, I wake up, I take a shower, I leave the towel on the floor. I don't make the bed. I go downstairs. There's a buffet, breakfast is ready for me. Everything is for me. And I'm like, everything is for me. I don't have to do anything. I come back to my room. My room is made already. The towels have been changed. New linen, new Cadbury. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, this place is for me. And most people forget that is a journey. You stop there and go. But because everything is for you, like, I am not moving anymore. I'm going to stop thinking. I'm going to stop going to my purpose. And you start paying bond for a hotel room. That's a hotel room. It's a place to rest, not a place to stay. But because things are for you, it doesn't mean that it's meant for you to stay. Because currently, you're in your job that God has blessed you with to train you for the next level. Does not mean that now I fear, let me stay here forever. I'm getting bonuses. I don't want to move. You're paying bond for a hotel room. The person that you might be going out with, if you're still jollering and going out with, it does not mean that, God, if the person is not for you, if they leave God and they're going to do your own thing, they leave God. So sometimes we do things and then we just get hold on and we're scared to let go. In life, you have a choice. Either you hold on to God or you hold on to something. You can't hold on to the two things at the same time. Stop paying bonds for hotel room. Number 3, Master Chaba talked about it. Believe in the resource over the source. Believe in the resource over the source. This mic that I'm using is so useless if it's not connected to the amplifier. The TV, the most expensive TV for 300,000 rand that you can buy is so useless if it's not connected to the power. And most of us have started to believe in the TV in terms of it's going to work and forget about the power. Most of us have started believing in our boss and forget the person who gave us the job, which is God. Most of us have started believing in our customers, forgetting the person who's bringing the customers to our shops. Believe in the source and not the resource. Number 4, are you prospering, reproducing, filling the earth, or taking charge now? Genesis 1 verse 28. God blessed them and God said to them, be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth, subdue it, rule over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the sky and over every living thing that moves on the earth. My question to you is, if you look at your life, I'm talking about business, I'm talking about work, I'm talking about friendship, I'm talking about marriage, I'm talking about with your kids. Are you prospering? Are you reproducing? Are you growing in that environment? Are you filling the earth? Meaning that when you die, there's going to be something left of you. Are you taking charge or not? If you're not doing any of those 4, you're abusing yourself. Genesis 2 verse 15 says, the Lord God took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it and take of it, perform. Instruction to man is to work it. When you find your purpose, you're going to work it. When you find your purpose, is going to work it. It just clicked to me, I think about 2 weeks ago, that the Bible says that Noah found favor in the eyes of God. The next chapter, God says, go build me an ark. I'm like, so favor means the ability to work in what God has asked you to do. Favor does not mean me giving someone money and saying opportunity. When God says, I favor you, God is saying that I've got a land for you to plant the seed that I've given you. So favor comes with work. Favor does not come with money. Money follows the work that God has asked you to do. So the Bible says, Lord God took man and put him in the Garden of Eden to work it. If you're not working on something that has the ability to prosper, reproduce, fill the earth, and you can take charge of it, I'm sorry to say that you are abusing your purpose. Then why do we abuse ourselves? What is it that's making us abuse, abnormal use of the things that God has given us? Miles Monroe says that when purpose is unknown, abuse is unavoidable. If you don't know the reason of something, you're going to use it for the wrong reason. I always say that I've seen the choir singers and the leaders. They get, hallelujah, bazala. Hitting the mic. A microphone is not used. Clap your hands, don't clap the mic. And they make noise, and they're actually breaking what's within inside the microphone. Why? Because they don't understand what a mic is there for. If I go and take a knife in my house and I use it to fix, we all do. So you can say amen. We all to fix something with it. The first 2, 3, 4 times the knife will work, but as time goes on, the knife is going to become blunt. Why? Because I am using it for the wrong purpose. I'm abusing it. I don't know how many of us, God has said that, I want you to be a teacher. And like, my teacher, right, it doesn't pay. And then you do things, you struggle because you're doing things against what is within you. You end up being a policeman. So one day, you arrest someone. Instead of arresting them, like, bona, ungatshontshe. Yabona ukutshontsha akukho grand. Mamuntu atshontsha uzobanjwa, mawubanjwa uyejele. Mawuyejele uzohlala noBra Joe. You are teaching because that's what you were called for. So follow your purpose because you're going to use it for. At the end of the day, as Master Chaba said, purpose will chase after you until it catches you. The potential or ability of a thing is determined by the purpose for which it was made for. The potential or ability of any item is determined by the purpose for which it was made for. When someone says to you that, hey, Baba, you have potential, my sister, you have potential, what they are saying is that I can get a glimpse of your purpose. That's what they're trying to say. You can never say that someone's got potential if you can't envision where the person is going to end up. When someone says, Bonnke, I think you've got potential of being the best speaker in the world, it's because in them they've seen the purpose of speaking and they can assume that it's going to extend further. Simply meaning that if no one is talking about potential in you, it means that no one can see a purpose in you. If no one says that you have potential, it means that no one is experiencing the purpose within you. And the unfortunate thing is that once you lose your purpose, your potential disappears. That's why there's so many people who at the age of 20, 21 are like, oh, this guy on a potential. He's going to be the best player in the world. Sorry. This guy has got potential to be the best soccer player in the world. The minute he's still the same person that we used to look into. But because we can't see the purpose anymore of playing soccer, we see the purpose of, we don't say you have potential anymore. So once you lose your purpose, your potential disappears. So make sure and understand that purpose is such an important factor that needs to be paid attention to day in and day out. I want to touch on 4 points, 4 principles that are necessary in unleashing the power within you. 4 points that are critical in switching on the main switch in your life. And by switching on one main switch, suddenly all rooms. I'm not talking about a light in a bedroom. I'm saying main switch on, all rooms in your life suddenly get enlightened. Number 1, be, do, have. Vis-a-vis, have, do, be. It's not the song. Be, do, have. Vis-a-vis, have, do, be. I'll explain now. The reason I thought of this was when I read Proverbs 18 verse 22, which reads as follows. He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord. When I read that verse, I read it like all of us will read and we just read. But one day I'm like, sometimes the Bible, I think either they're confused or I'm confused, but most of the time it's me, not the authors. He who finds a wife. I thought you only become a wife when the I do. So why does it not say he who finds a girl or he who finds a woman? Why does it say he who finds a wife? And I realized that God was saying that in you, before even this guy finds you or even get blessed, you must see yourself as a wife. And if you see yourself as a wife, you'll attract a husband. If you see yourself as a girl, you'll attract a boy. No, that's mahala, the advertisement. So I realized that what the Bible is teaching us is that you must be something before you do something, and then you'll have something. Be, do, have. If I think I'm an entrepreneur, I don't wait for the title. I start becoming in me an entrepreneur. I read entrepreneur books. I watch entrepreneur shows. And once in me, the power within me is there because I was born with it. I'm becoming an entrepreneur. I start doing entrepreneur work and I'll have the wealth of an entrepreneur. But unfortunately, as we grow up, Tina, we want to have the wealth of an entrepreneur. Because before we do entrepreneurship and become an entrepreneur. We want to have, do, be, instead of what the Bible is saying, be, do, have. We want to be invited here to come and be introduced as ushers before you. Usher first. Because it's already within you. You're not waiting for the mfundisi to call you an usher. Be something because it's already within you. If you watch the 4x100 meter, the second guy starts running before the baton is even handed to him. He looks at the guy, he starts running. Only when he's running is the baton handed to him. But most of us, we wait for the baton to come. And there's one professor, profound professor, who said, Professor Mendoza. Be. What is it that within you that you can express without a title? What is it within you that you can do without being rewarded? What is it within you that you can be before the world notices you? And already that thing is within you. You don't have to wait for stats to tell you something. You don't have to wait for media to engage you. You don't have to wait for anything. It's already within you. Your purpose is already within you. Number 2, trust in God. Trust in God. Most of the time in church or in inspirational communication, we talk about faith. We quote Hebrews. I agree with faith. But when it comes to God, when it comes to my purpose, I've moved from faith to trust. Faith is confidence, while trust is commitment. Faith is confidence of things you hope for. Trust is commitment. And the reason when it comes to my purpose, I can't have faith in it, I have trust in it. Faith means that you must hope for something. There's something that you know. But your purpose knows more than you know about the next 2 generations that you're going to affect. And for me and you, it's hard for us to understand our impact 20 years, 50 years, 100 years from now. Faith has the ability to fail. Faith can fail. My purpose will never fail. So I can't associate purpose with faith. Luke 22 verse 32 says, "But I have prayed for you, Simon, that your faith may not fail. And when you have turned back, strengthen your brothers." That your faith may not. If it says may not, it means that there's a possibility for it to fail. Trust is eternal. It stands out. It cannot be shaken. It cannot be moved. Psalm 125 verse 1 says, "Those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken, but endures forever." When you listen to the 2 speakers, whatever they were doing, it looked like it was failing. And a normal person will have stopped doing because what they were doing was failing. But they realized that regardless of the current results that I am getting, I am not going to stop. I am going to be committed to this journey that I've been planted in. What is it that you're committed to? Or do you have just faith when if something doesn't work this year, you give up? I run a business. There are times where for 3-4 months you don't make profit. Can't pay yourself anything. But I'm not going to say, because I didn't make profit the last 2 months, let me give up. I was sharing that when we started doing tours, Inspirational Breakfast, 2007. Sometimes 80 people will say they're going to come, and then we pay 80 rand per person to the venue for breakfast because it was in the morning. And I think we're mandagi and water. It rains. People don't pitch. 8 people come. You've got a guest speaker, another 8 people, and you stand there and you ask God, really? I've just lost money. This guy traveled all the way just to come to speak to 8 people. Am I on the right journey? Is this the right thing for me? But because I didn't have faith in my purpose, I had trust, I kept on going. Now, when I stand up, when we do Johannesburg Carnival City or Rema or when Bloemfontein for Joyous, and you speak in front of 8,000 people. When I got invited with Joyous to go and speak at Accra Stadium in Ghana, you sit there and like, I understand now. I think that was a training for God to say that, don't worry about the crowd. That's not your role. Your role is to speak. Your role is to be committed to your purpose. Who comes, who doesn't come, that's none of your business. You have no power to control it. Let me do what I need to do. You do what you're supposed to do. When I'm on Capricorn FM and we speak to 450,000 people every Sunday, if I had given up because of the 8, I'll have made the devil happy. It would have meant that I had faith in my purpose and not trust. Why have trust in your purpose? Trust connects you to the source. Fish can't live outside water. Animals can't live without land. And remember, when God made fish, He spoke to the water. When God made animals, He spoke to the land. When God made you and me and you, He spoke to Himself. If fish can't live outside water, animals can't live without land, why and how can we live without God? Number 3, focus on your position rather than your location. Focus on your position rather than your location. This is a bad year for me when it comes to soccer. All my soccer teams are preparing for 2018, or prepare the squad for the next World Cup, like Bafana have been preparing for go, yes. When you go and watch soccer, you'll see a coach standing next to the line, looking at the player. Baba, where are you? How can this guy, who's so intelligent, paid a lot of money, can look at the player and say, where are you? But he can see him. And then that question used to boggle my mind until I went back and I read the Bible right there at the beginning in Genesis. The all-knowing, almighty God knows the end from the beginning, knows the number of, bad example, hairs, but that we have. God also knows the number of the Indian hair that some of you are having. So He knows everything. If the God who knows even the other hair that you borrow can ask Adam, Upi, then it can't be that he can't see him. And then I realized that God was asking Adam about his position and not his location. He was asking Adam about his role, not his title. And most of us, when we are blessed with an opportunity, when we find favor in God's eyes and God promotes us to a new role where we have to perform, as Mzwandile was saying, now I'm the manager, I don't need to do the work. Now I know that they call me to church. I don't need to prepare for the message. Now I've got a business which takes me away from church on a Sunday, but God, I have to go and run my business. God gave you the business. But why are you now stopping the source from getting involved in your business? Location is standalone, while position is in relation to other people. Your purpose is always in relation to other people. My question to you today is, are you sure that God won't wake you up tonight and say, Mandla, where are you? I placed you at your office. I placed you at your company so that people can see trueness, can see loyalty, can see commitment, can see working hard. But where are you at your company? I can see you're reaching your targets. That's fine. But where are you? I blessed you with a wife and kids. But where are you in your house? I blessed you with a husband and kids. But mama, where are you in your house? I gave you a partnership with a church to get involved. But where are you in the church? I can see you sitting there. But what you're doing is not connected to where I want you to be. Focus on your position or role rather than location. Number 4, mentorship, adversary relationship. The word mentor comes from the word mentos, which means purpose, spirit, or passion. Masichaba touched on it a bit. As we grow up, we run away from mentors because we think that these people are going to hold us back. No, I'm a dreamer, I'm a visionary. In my work, I've reached the ceiling. I've reached the ceiling. I've been in church, I've been sitting there, I've worked hard, but they've never given me the mic. Now, mentor says, I am not ready. And the reason why we are scared of mentors is because we're scared of submission. Submission, under, submarine, sub-editor, mission, goal. But I want to say to you that I learned at a young age that people that I submit to, who are placed by God in my journey, are people who are going to become leaders for me to move from point A to point B. If they are not there, I will never achieve what God has asked me to do. In that particular moment or time, I have to submit to them, not for them, but for me. I've come to a conclusion that submission is a selfish act. I will submit to you because I know that God has blessed you to help me. So if someone is blessed to be your mentor, if someone is blessed that you need to submit to, by rejecting that, you are rejecting God's assistance in your life. God will never come and sit next to you and every single day there are people that God has blessed you with to help you out. Jesus helped out his disciples. Few people who had that mentorship relationship. We're talking about Barnabas and Paul. Paul and Timothy. Naomi and Ruth. Elijah and Elisha. Moses and Joshua. Deborah and Barak. Elizabeth and Mary, the mother of Jesus. So if in the Bible we can see people being mentored or submitting to someone else, why do we think it's not necessary these days? Why? Because you can now go on Google and find answers? Because now I've got TVs and e-news and American TV that can guide you? We need to submit to people that God has blessed us with. The unfortunate thing about submission is that, and I'm going to use the example of Elizabeth and Mary. I was worried about you. When you kept on saying that you played Joseph, I thought you were going to say you played Mary. Okay, thank God, we are still safe. Yeah. If you look at Elizabeth and Mary, the angel said to Mary, Hamba, go to Elizabeth. She's already 6 months pregnant. Go and chill with them. What the angel was saying is that go and hang out with someone who understands what you're going through. Someone who has gone through what you're going through. So that when you come in and say, I know, but that's normal. Oh, I'm not feeling well. That's normal. If you don't submit to someone who God has appointed you to, you're going to abort the dream because you think it's wrong. And it's not wrong, it's natural. If Mzwandile had made 10 rand on the first day and aborted the dream, he wouldn't be where he is today. But for sure, he had people who encourage him, says, Kunzima, go back and practice, work hard, get it right, then you'll make more money. Submission is actually a cool thing. It helps you to understand who you are, what you stand for. That's why it's critical. And I'm going to make a fact, it's not spiritual, just it's a fact. That's why it's critical for you before you go and run a church, to have worked under another mfundis, to understand what is required for one to become a good pastor. You have to be mentored by that person who guides you. When we go to school, when we go to varsity, when you are in medical school for 7 years, you are submitting to someone thinking. When you go and learn law, you are submitting to someone thinking because the books are written by someone else. So when they're going to judge you based on someone else thinking. So if education is like that, why when it comes to the spiritual realm, we don't do it? We don't want to submit, but we're willing to submit to TV, generations, and books. Proverbs 13 verse 20. Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise, but the companion of fools will suffer harm. As for me, I've come to the conclusion that I do not submit to God because I have to, but I need to. I submit to God because I need to. I've realized that without God, I am no one. Without God, all the dreams that I have are dependent on my shoulder. But I can state, we were laughing when we arrived and saw the helicopter. My partners know that I said that in the next 4 years, we need a private jet so that we can travel. No, it costs nothing. It's about 350 million rand. But where the money is going to come from, it's not my problem. It's his problem. I'm submitting to him because I want my private jet that I can use to go and preach the word around the world. He needs to come up with it. If he wants me to become the speaker that he wants me to be, he needs to provide me with a jet. That's why I submit to him every single day to get that. When you submit to God, God is going to give you tools to help with your purpose, but it's going to give you the things that you also personally desire just for you. Submission is not a sin. It's a stepping stone to greatness. And the reason why the world is killing the word submission, because they understand the power that lies within this word. They're going to discourage you just because once you get hold of submitting to people that God has blessed you with, the world starts to love and support the purpose within you. You might be sitting there and say, Bonnke, I hear you. All three speakers talked about purpose. You talked about the power within me. But is it critical? Is it important? Can't I wait until I have done everything I want to do? Can't I wait until I am 50? Can't I wait until I am 60? I want to say that purpose or the power within you is well connected to your destination. When I came here, I went on my GPS. I said, Amanda, I'm going to corner Aras and Elizabeth. As I was leaving home, every 200 meters, turn left. 300 meters, turn right. You're going to get your traffic circle, take left. Amanda was there with me, telling me what to do. But Amanda is focusing on taking me to my destiny, my destination. Three things I realized that while Amanda is directing me, the minute I got on the N12, she didn't say, keep on driving for the next 2 kilometers. Just keep on driving. Bonnke, keep on driving. At last spoke to me when we passed the airport, or Tambo. From there on, I had to believe that the same voice that gave me direction will speak to me when I get closer and closer to the destination. But most of us want every day to feel spiritual. Dr. Malinga, spiritual. There are going to be times when you don't feel spiritual, but the Spirit is within you. The same voice that gave you direction from the beginning is the same voice that's going to talk to you. The only time Amanda spoke to me was when I took the off-ramp. Next 100 meters, take the first off-ramp. Like, Amanda's still around. I always say to young people that when you have your favorite teacher at school, there comes a time when the teacher keeps quiet for your own progression. Come end of the year when it's time for your exam, you can raise your hand and say, teacher, help me. He's not allowed or she's not allowed to speak to you because they're testing you so that you can progress to the next level. If the teacher comes and helps you, you are going to fail. So Nati, we don't always have to feel spiritual. There are times once you feel it, at the beginning, you start doing it. And because you're committed to it, it's no longer about feelings anymore. It's about direction and destination. Two things. When I punch my destination, it does not tell me that in the next 200-meter Bonnke, on the left-hand side, there is a pothole. I have to keep my eyes open. When God plants the purpose in you, you also have to keep your eyes to look at things around you that are supposed to either hinder you or help you to go forward. Not all the time God's going to say, "Abona lo muntu uhlangane naye. Akasebenzi, mara, udriver 4 cars, ustala commission. Uyifumana phi imali?" You have to sit and judge things on your own. This guy doesn't work, but every day he's got new cars. Association here might destroy my credibility or reputation. I have to watch out. Lomjita lo has got 9 kids with 9 different girlfriends. You have to judge things on your own. The power within you is guiding you to a destination. Things that happen in between, God has given us strength within us to guide us. But so many times, we're laughing about it. So many times we see them like, God, my stomach says I must go to the toilet. What does the Spirit say? Give me a sign. Give me a word that I must go to the lavatory now and do what needs to be done. In you, God has given signs to your body to help you. So most of us, because we want feelings all the time, we do things based on feelings. And if the feeling is not there, we think that we're not in the right space. So the same voice that you had when you were 11, same voice that you had when you were 14 says, do this. Go back and ask it again. It's still there. You just have to press again. And the one thing I love about GPS, if ever you are here and you have taken the wrong direction, if you press that thing, it's going to say recalculating. It's going to give you the shortest route back to your purpose. It's going to give you the shortest route through the wilderness back to the promised land journey that you're supposed to take. No one is lost. No one is going to get lost as long as you recalculate. Press, and the word itself will recalculate and take you back. You might be sitting there and say, I hear you. I'll think about it. I'll think about checking my purpose 2 years from now. I want to leave you this story. But there was a guy who had the privilege of staying in the same area for a long time. Age 71, builder, construction work. This guy could walk from one side of the township to the other, and he can point, that's cool. Build it, my hands. That bridge, this hand. That clinic, that police station, that government offices. The guy was well known because he was part and parcel of the community. He says, and I know that even if I die, these buildings will be my legacy. People will know that I started working on this thing. He went to the boss, said, boss, I've worked for your father and now I'm working for you. I am 70-something. I want to go and hang with my grandchildren. I'm giving a warning. In the next 6 months, I am leaving. So start finding someone to replace me. The young boy said, Baba, I appreciate what you've done for my dad. And I appreciate your commitment and loyalty to me. Before you leave, I want you to build me one house. Previously, we were builder. This house, I want you to be the project manager. Here's 10 million rand. Build me the best house that you can think of. I don't want to guide you. I don't want to tell you how. You build me a house that you think when you die, people are going to say, that house was built by Ubaba. The guy took the money and he started thinking like, yeah, I am retiring and I haven't saved enough money. Let me just build just an average house and try and save as much money as possible. So instead of the 6-bedroom house that he thought of, he built a 3-bedroom house. Instead of digging very deep foundation, that dig and change. Instead of using 3-4 coats of paint, he'll use 2. Instead of using real oak wood on the furniture, he uses cheap. He says, you know, this is going to last for 10 years and By that time, I'll be old. No one's going to care about me. So instead of spending 8.2 million rand on this house, so the 1.8 can go to management, he spent about 4.6. So the guy has got 5.4 million rand in his pocket, and he's thinking, I am done. I am finished for the rest of my life. Until I die, I have enough money. So on the last day at work, they had a farewell function. They called him. They showed pictures of the work that he has done. The mayor is there to congratulate him. Kids who went to the school that he built now are working hospitals came in and says, Baba, I am who I am because of the hard work. And you can see everyone is crying, tears, everyone is excited. And the young boss said, ladies and gentlemen, we are done for the day. This gentleman has given so much to this country, to this community. But as a farewell, from me and my dad, who's old now, here are the keys to a new house. And so many of us, we think we're doing something for other people. We think we're working for our bosses. But God placed you there to prepare you for your purpose. When you cheat on your boss and work until 4 instead of 5, you're cheating on you in the future. Because one day, that thing is going to be given back to you. The reason why today is called the present is because it's something that you present yourself many years ago. May God bless you.